Happening now, the latest in the fight against COVID-19 this holiday season, what local health experts say you need to focus on before your Christmas gathering. Plus, the local efforts to honor American heroes here in Jamestown.
Well, while we're going to get a little bit of snow mid this week, I'm not too confident in the white Christmas hopes. We'll talk about it in detail next as the news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Moderna says a larger dose of its COVID-19 booster significantly increases antibody levels against the Omicron variant. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. The drug company said today that its 50 microgram booster dose increased antibody levels 37-fold. But it also said new data suggests a 100 microgram dose increased levels 83-fold. That was compared to levels before getting the booster shot. Moderna's CEO says the data was reassuring in the fight against COVID. The company says it now falls to U.S. public health officials to decide whether the booster shot should be administered in a larger dose. The company says it is working to quickly advance clinical testing for its Omicron-specific booster. Well, in an effort to boost vaccination numbers in the Jamestown area, a local hockey team has partnered with the New York State Department of Health in hosting COVID-19 vaccine clinic over the weekend. The Jamestown Rebels hockey team gave away free admission to their game Saturday to anyone who received a COVID-19 vaccine at a State Department of Health walk-in clinic at the Northwest Savings Bank Ice Arena. This was the first since the pandemic began, where New York has directed its vaccination resources to the state's most western rural county. Previously, vaccination clinics of this size took place locally thanks to the Chautauqua County Health Department. First, second, and third doses as well as booster shots were provided. This included kids 12 and up who received Pfizer's first dose of the shot. According to the latest state numbers, 70,000 Chautauqua County residents have completed their vaccination series, with 77,000 receiving their first dose. New York State on Friday reported that just over 21,000 people had tested positive for COVID-19 the previous day, the highest single-day total for new cases since testing became widely available. Well, Christmas gatherings are just days away, and with the Omicron variant on the rise, everyone's asking, how can we gather safely, or should we gather at all? Erie News Now's Elspeth Meisner asked our epidemiologist and got the pulse on plans from people across our region.
With COVID-19 cases surging and the Omicron variant spreading, you may need to take some extra precautions before seeing family and friends this holiday season. Some preparations can even be done before the big day.
I don't think long quarantines are necessary, but people do need to take those additional steps. Use the rapid test. Make sure you're masking when you're out in public or when you're with people whose vaccination status or whose health status you don't know.
While there's only so much you can do ahead of gatherings, Dr. Dawson says testing is key.
Rapid test is the best way to go. Have people arrive at your home, have rapid tests available, have them hang out on the deck or in a garage. Do that quick 15-minute test and make sure that everyone walking in and sitting down at Christmas dinner is negative before you start mixing and gathering.
She also advises keeping gatherings small and limiting unvaccinated guests if you have young children. But does the new information with Omicron change people's plans? Dan and Sue Sutton said gathering for Christmas is still a go.
Will you still be seeing family this holiday season?
Yes. It won't be a lot.
They said they've been cautious with COVID-19 since the virus first made its way to Erie and will continue to do so in the next few weeks.
We generally wear our masks and we go into restaurants and have our masks on until we sit down.
Dr. Dawson says you don't have to rush out and get tested after you gather either. Just be mindful if any symptoms arise. Elspeth Meisner, Erie News Now.
State police are cracking down on impaired and reckless driving this holiday season. This special enforcement is part of the National Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over initiative and runs through Saturday, January 1st. Drivers can expect to see sobriety checkpoints, along with more troopers on roadways during the campaign. State police urge motorists to follow some tips to prevent impaired driving, including, before drinking, be sure to designate a sober driver. And if you're impaired, use a taxi or ride-sharing service, call a sober friend or family member, or use public transit. If you happen to see a drunk driver on the road, officials say don't hesitate to contact law enforcement via 911. Also, if you know someone who's about to drive or ride while impaired, take their keys and help them make other arrangements to get to their destination safely. Well, across the country, countless wreaths were laid along graves of our country's fallen heroes over the weekend, including at Jamestown's own Soldier Circle. Our Bronson Rasmussen reports.
As the holidays draw near, Coordinator Todd Hansen was among those who gathered Saturday, remembering troops who paid the ultimate price to preserve freedom.
This time of year is difficult for a lot of people who have lost loved ones, who may have military who are serving, deployed. So at this time of year, we try to do it and honor them and to remind people to help.
This event not only occurred in this area, but at the same time, the whole country laid wreaths across thousands of soldiers' graves.
There's over 3,000 cemeteries across the United States that all did it today on the same day at noon. There are millions of wreaths that get laid today by tens of thousands of volunteers. It's a huge team effort.
Over 500 wreaths were placed on the graves in the Lakeview Cemetery and brought many different members of the community together, a gathering that Hansen cherished.
The part that I like the most about this ceremony in this cemetery is all the different groups of veterans and organizations that all come together here on the same day, and just to get that community involvement.
Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Bronson, thank you for that. Incredible to see everyone come together, albeit a rainy Saturday out there. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below for those of you watching us on Facebook Live. And of course, we remind you to check us out on channel 716 on your Roku device as well. It's so easy to stay connected and watch us on your TV. Just simply search channel 716. Great to see Sarah. Good to see Connie. Merry Christmas to Gary, Dave, Melissa, Cindy, and Samantha. Thank you all for joining us today. And a lot of folks out there, especially in our comment section, Dakota, they're asking the big question, will we have a white Christmas? And I know that you'll have those answers coming up, but if things were to hold on now, that shot behind you looks pretty white.
Yes, I mean, you know, this is a little bit of snow that is held on, and I'm not so sure if this is and this is still some snow that's near around Mayville, but this is going to be going away as we go through the week here, and yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting. We're going to get a little bit of warm weather, then we're going to get a little bit of cold air, but we all know this time of the year, and I'll give you a hint, one of them's going to win. You can take a guess which one. As we take a look at the satellite and radar, had a few snow showers north of here, north of the Buffalo area, but the southern tier is dry today, and it's going to remain that way through the day. And speaking about snow, wanted to talk about the snow data for just a second here. There's no snow on the ground at the Jamestown airport. We've had 11.6 inches of snow this month, and that's actually above, that's not too far from where we should be for the month, 27.2 for the month. Now, even though we're running a bit above average, a lot of that obviously came last month, and I don't think we're going to add too much to this as we go through the week, and you'll see it here as we go a little bit later on. So 34 to 39 through the day today, partly to mostly sunny and near average day, but breezy with a southwest wind 10 to 20 with some wind gusts of around 25 miles per hour. Now, as we mentioned, we are going to get a quick hit of some snow showers toward the middle of the week, and then it kind of reverses course again, and we'll tell you about where we could end up for Christmas a little bit later on with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast. Justin?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all eyes will be towards that because Santa comes either way, though. So I guess that's good news. Dakota, thank you. Well, a vacant house on Jamestown's east side was destroyed by fire yesterday. The Jamestown Fire Department responded to 112 Tower Street at about 12:30 in the morning on Sunday. When crews first arrived there, they found the vacant and condemned structure fully involved in flames. They battled the blaze for several hours. Additional off-duty firefighters were also called in. Now, no injuries were reported. The house has since been deemed a total loss. Crews now working to determine a cause there. And a 31-year-old Jamestown woman is facing charges following a bar fight overnight. City police responded to the alleged crime Sunday at the wine cellar on North Main Street. It's alleged that Christina Confer struck a woman in the head during that fight, causing injury. She was taken into custody without incident and taken to Jamestown jail. She's charged with third-degree assault. And the Chautauqua County Bridge Project has been awarded nearly $1 million in state funding. The town of Minot is receiving $998,000 to replace the French Creek culvert over the Bailey Hill Road bridge there. The money comes from New York State's WNY program. The effort helps fund projects to reduce flooding risks and improve the life of structures around New York. Well, coming up, the latest on the Buffalo Bills' victory in Orchard Park yesterday, what this means for the team's playoff hopes. And a little bit later on, we introduce you to a Gary resident who's celebrating a milestone birthday at 105. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues this Christmas week.
Happy holidays from WNY News Now.
Hi, I'm Al Steffens, owner of Chautauqua Comics. For the last 28 years, we have been your premier retailer of comic books. But we have so much more.
Located at 214 Fairmount Avenue in Jamestown, the shelves are stocked with everything from superhero to classic G.I. Joe and Star Wars. Looking for Pokemon? Chautauqua Comics has it all.
If you have any questions, stop in today or give us a call. Chautauqua Comics, Al speaking.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
Merry Christmas! Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas to everybody!
God bless everybody.
Have a happy holiday.
I want to wish you the best of everything. I'll be seeing you soon, I hope. Bye.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
Josh Allen says his sprained left foot felt fine. Still, he was grateful for how his Buffalo teammates helped him carry the load during yesterday's 31-14 win over the Carolina Panthers. Devin Singletary sparked what had been a pedestrian running attack with a season-best 86 yards during the contest. For the moment, the Bills can take some satisfaction in snapping a 2-game skid. Still, in contest, Buffalo has won just 4 of its past 9 games. Allen and the 8-6 Bills are now looking forward to an AFC East showdown at the division-leading New England Patriots. They meet for the second time in 3 weeks following the Patriots' 14-10 win at Buffalo. Well, more than 40 million Americans have student loan debt, and paying off those loans were paused because of the pandemic. But it looks like people will have to start their repayments again soon. President Biden has campaigned on student loan forgiveness, but it looks like the administration is backing off from now, putting the burden on Congress. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports.
Cancel student debt.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is not shy to talk about his thoughts on student loan debt.
For over 2.4 million New Yorkers, tens of millions of Americans, student loan payments are a huge burden upon them.
According to online sources, almost 43 million Americans owe an average of $36,000 in federal loans, totaling to about $1.5 trillion. Schumer and a handful of Democratic congressional members have advocated for President Biden to forgive $50,000 in student loan debt for each borrower, saying it would financially free millions of Americans to finally buy a home, save for their kids' education, and provide a boost to our economy. Those against student loan forgiveness argue it's unfair to past borrowers who paid off student loans and say it would be a burden on the federal taxpayers because they would be the ones to pay for this cancellation. Biden campaigned on forgiving at least $10,000 in federal student loans, but so far, he hasn't moved forward with that, and instead, his administration is putting that burden on Congress.
If Congress sends him a bill, he's happy to sign it. They haven't sent him a bill on that yet.
But Schumer and others claim Biden can forgive student loan debt through executive action. The pandemic paused student loan repayments, but starting February 1st, that pause will end.
We are calling on the administration to continue that pause with the advent of Omicron, the continuation of COVID. Students should not have this burden placed on their shoulders.
At the Capitol, Rachel Knapp reporting.
Democratic West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin says he is a no on President Biden's Build Back Better Act. Manchin has been a key holdout for the legislation, sharing concerns over certain provisions in the economic bill that would expand the nation's social safety net. Manchin also says that the plan would worsen soaring inflation in the country. He told Fox News Sunday he was voting no. A source familiar with his plan says that he did relay his decision to the White House and Democratic leadership before he made the announcement. President Biden has acknowledged his Build Back Better economic plan won't pass the Senate by Christmas. Well, the Jamestown dog owner's adoption story is helping out the Chautauqua County Humane Society in a big way. Erie News Now's Jameson Hicksonbaugh explains how a rescued pet turned into a service dog and the impact it's having.
Ready? Pull. When Sarah Winton adopted Chloe 7 years ago, she had her work cut out for her.
She was very rambunctious. She usually was very bitey. She would kind of destroy the house. She was out of control puppy.
But with some TLC and plenty of training, the lab mix has become an excellent pet.
I did dog training myself, so she got to run around on the farm and be able to do dog training with me and help.
Then one day, Winton received the devastating news.
I was diagnosed with MS, and I have problems with balance and being able to walk at a steady gait and not fall over.
By rescuing Chloe, Winton in turn saved herself.
For me now, she makes it that I can go out. I can go out in public like this and not have to have a walker or a wheelchair. I am enabled because of her instead of disabled.
Winton is now giving back to the shelter that gave her Chloe. Her story won a $5,000 grant from Petco Love Stories for the Chautauqua County Humane Society.
It means a lot. The pandemic has made finances harder for the shelter, and before that, it's always been a thing. When we have grant money like this, it just makes a huge impact on what we do and what we can do.
The money going a long way in helping other animals this holiday season. Jameson Hicksonbaugh, Erie News Now.
Jameson, thank you. Now that money will go towards adoptions and social programming there at the Humane Society. What an incredible story. And to think about that impact where she went out of her way to rescue an animal. We talk about this every week during our segments about the difference it really makes in their lives. But in turn for it to come full circle, so now that dog rescues her in a sense of being able to give her that mobility is just so beautiful, so beautiful.
and to see it locally. I mean, you know, sometimes you see this in a national capacity and it's great, but to see it actually happen here locally is fantastic to see that. So
yeah, it's talk about the degree of separation, right? Don't they say there's like 6 degrees of separation between everything in life? And I've always believed if you do the right things, you'll get the right things coming back to you. So really great to see that, and great for the Humane Society. So thank you for sharing that story. Good to see Patty. Good to see Dave, Alan, and Reva. Hopefully you're all having a great day. We appreciate you joining us here for WNY News Now. One of the big things that we're keeping our eyes out this week, of course, a shorter week for many people as we head towards this Christmas, which I think it's, what, Saturday this year?
Saturday, yes.
Yeah, so a lot of people, I know it's a little far out for you, Dakota, but we've been talking about it. Will there be snow on Christmas? And you have those answers coming up. If Christmas were today, I think the answer would be yes. It was cold enough.
Well, it was cold enough to snow this morning. Let's take a look at the lows from this morning. And this actually kind of shocked, I think, a lot of us, because I don't think any of us really forecasted lows to get down this far. I know we forecasted 18 and we bottomed out at 15 this morning. Man, it was a chilly start, and a lot of this had to do with the clearing skies. We had mainly clear skies early last night, and that allowed these temperatures to go right down. And even though it was a cold day yesterday, we only topped out at 27 yesterday, but still, when you have temperatures like that, the inland areas really drop off when the skies are clear. But we do have that nice yellow blob back in the sky today. The sun shining bright on the HD News Now cam, freezing even as a noon hour. Southwest wind to 15. It is a bit breezy, so it will be a bit nippy out there, so you will need to bundle up. Also, tomorrow we officially start winter, so by this time tomorrow afternoon, we will officially be in winter. 10:59 tomorrow morning is the time of the winter solstice. So we will officially be in winter, even though it kind of has felt like winter for the past week or two, or even going into last month. We've obviously had cold and snow last month as well into November. So, but it's all quiet across the Northeast now. High pressure ridge set up across much of the Northeast. So this is keeping us quiet for the next couple of days, but this is the next front that's going to arrive as we go into the day on Wednesday. That'll bring us not only cooler air, but also a chance for some snow showers. So let's take you through future scan here. Really nothing through the day. Those clouds will ultimately break apart. We should go mainly clear for at least the early part of tonight. Then we'll see the clouds thickening up. Maybe a chance for a flurry overnight by tomorrow morning. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, it'll be another quiet day, partly to mostly sunny on average. I do think a few more clouds in the sky than what we had today, but should clear out for at least the later part of the afternoon. And then here comes the front on Wednesday. That brings in a quick hitting blast of snow before it changes over to lake effect for at least part of the afternoon. And talking about Christmas, this is something that, you know, is on everybody's minds. Are we going to have a white Christmas? Well, this is the forecast snow depth, and this only goes out towards Thursday, but it's giving you the idea here of what we're looking at here. And again, we're right here, so kind of focus in on that. We'll zoom you in on it right here. And again, you can see here that this is very little amount of snow by Wednesday here. You can see here only about maybe 1/10 of an inch of snow on the ground. And there's no guarantee this is going to stay through Saturday either. We're going to start to see warmer air surging in by the end of the week. So, Justin, I know you have something queued up for us. It is, yes, Heat Miser. Heat Miser is going to come in, and he is ultimately going to, I think, win out for Christmas. So I'm sorry, it's looking like a green Christmas for us this year. 34 degrees at 1 o'clock today, partly to mostly sunny. Hey, get out and take a look at the sunset. It'll be nice for that. By the time we go to 5 o'clock, a pair of threes, and then by the time we go into the nighttime hours, 29 mainly clear skies. Get out and take a look at the stars. Now the next 7 days of your life are coming up on the screen. 34 tomorrow, and again, we start winter at just before 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. It turns windy with a few more scattered snow showers Wednesday, turns lake effect later in the day, quiet Thursday. Friday, a wintry mix. Take a look at Christmas Day itself, 48 with widespread to scattered rain showers. And then it looks like our next chance of snow comes in later Sunday, and there could be some questions. Maybe we'll see some snow showers for next week. We'll take a break. Be right back.
60 degrees. I'd rather have it 80, 90, 100 degrees. Oh, some like it hot. I like it really hot. He's Mr. Green Christmas. He's Mr. Sun.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
What could you lose in a home fire? Your possessions? Your home? Your memories? Don't let your world go up in smoke. Make sure you have working smoke alarms and practice an escape plan for you and your loved ones, because fire is everyone's fight.
This message was brought to you by the Jamestown Fire Department and the Chautauqua Safety Village.
Happy Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Jesus was the greatest gift that God could have sent us.
I send you much love.
It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the Southern Tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. Happy holidays from WNY News Now.
Heritage Village celebrated a huge milestone when one of their residents turned 105 last week. Our Julia Grass has the story that's now over a century in the making.
Just get there.
Explained Nellie Elizabeth Wiseman about turning 105. She was one of the first people to live on Damon Hill Road in Gary, which is named after her father and uncles.
She was a hard worker. She ate the right vegetables, good vegetables, and prepared delicious meals. She was a great pie maker. She babysat a lot. She just was a homemaker, and lived her life clean. She was a member of the Gary Free Methodist Church for 75 years.
Nellie's daughter-in-law, Sally Wiseman, also explained how independently she lived until around the time she turned 100, saying she prepared her own meals and enjoyed spending time playing Rummy Cube with her friends at Berkwaste Memorial. Though Nellie uses a wheelchair for assistance, she is still able to walk on her own. She also makes lap blankets with her time.
They were crocheted in beautiful colors. She didn't waste her time at all. I mean, she was doing something all the time. She has made all kinds of things, but she was. I think there were 2 presidents that gave her, certificates for her helping out here and get for the lamp blankets.
Nellie also helped around the campus ironing and doing other jobs, as well as wallpapering for people.
Most of the people do know her. I was going through Facebook today, and there's just loads of people that are wishing her a happy birthday, a happy life. It's just incredible.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you, and happy birthday to Nellie, 105. It's just so awesome, and I was surprised. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but we're able to hear from her at 105 because that's quite a long time that she's lived and experienced so many different things. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us have the goal of reaching 100, but it's just like when you surpass 100, it's just like it's amazing when people do when people are able to reach the century mark and even surpass it, and still it looks like she still has a lot of her mobility and
a lot of friends
sharp mind.
too. I was really interested to see. Already today we ran the story this morning on our website. there are already dozens and dozens of comments of happy birthday to Nellie, so we wish her one along with it. That is it for us today. We're back here tomorrow, live at noon. Hope to see you then.